What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with an all new episode of Growing Up Hip Hop. If you hear any noises in the background, that's my family. My son is behind me watching Thomas the Train, so I'm just gonna sped through this because there wasn't a lot happening in this episode. So let me just go ahead and get into it. We see TT and Sean. They're in the home, hanging with their son, and Sean has a revelation of now being a father. He wants to do more. He wants to strive more for his son to have the best, right? So they're talking about the wedding, and Vanessa and TT went to see a wedding planner, and based off of the ideas that TT have, it's going to cost the wedding to be about $150,000. Now Sean is looking like, ouch, because it's my pocket that's burning through all of this, and I thought you would take me. And they're talking about the flowers, they're talking about this, they're talking about that. He's telling her, I'm not focused on the designs and all the glitz and glamour. I want you to be happy about the people who's coming. Are you happy about the people you're inviting? Are you happy people that I invited? Because I could have some space to add more of my people, because your whole family is taking up the entire venue. We have almost over 60 people. So it's just coming to that point that he's asking all these questions. He wants to know like the head count, because this is a lot of money for a wedding, and I think he's stressed out about the money. And TT was like, I know that Sean probably wanted a simple city hall ceremony, or us walking on the beach, or getting married on the beach barefoot, but here we are, and it's too late. With that, I understand where Sean was coming from, because that was the plan for me and my husband. We got engaged because we was already about to move into our new place, and we were going to plan on having something small, really. Go to the Justice of the Peace, have a nice intimate dinner, a nice honeymoon, and then 5 years down the line, have the whole entire wedding of what we want. And we're coming close to our 6 years, and I would like to do something simple, something fun. But I know that the big wedding is probably not going to happen until we reach our 10 years, but I would still like for us to have certain traditions and certain celebrations along the way as we move forward to those 10 years of marriage. Um, and he wants to know one more time, with everybody that you invited, are you leaving any space to invite your cousin and your aunt? She said, no, I have no time for that. I am not thinking about that right now. I have let everything go. I have put all the shit that TT, that Egypt, Peppa, and Sam have done, put in a box and threw it in the ocean. And I do not care where it lands, because I have no time to think about that. I am not worried about that, so I'm good. Now, that was Sean's last attempt to open that door to see if you still want your cousin to be at your wedding, because that's still family. But at the same point in time, she's looking like, I have no time to think about that. As much as I know this is hurting TT, that she wishes she was in a better position, better space with her cousin and her aunt, but they drew the line in the sand. I'm sorry. They were the ones who took it too far with allowing another person to spread a rumor about her fiance. And they also took it too far to let a stranger who is now about to be integrated to their family create a rumor that divided them. That's on them to eat, not on TT. So right now she's going to move forward from that. And then we get to Egypt. Egypt is in the car with Tresh on the way to meet the producers of the Monarch label, who represents Brandy, Seven Streeter. And this is Tresh's way of letting Egypt rub elbows with other people, because Tresh has been in the game for 30 years, and he has been in the world, in the industry, and has had lots of connections with other people. So it's thankful for him to still have friends in high places. And this is also his way of showcasing that you don't need Sam in order for you to hear from other people that your music is good. You need to hear from other people, right? And Egypt knows that, because her and Sam has always been a team. But the way that things are going, she's going to want to branch out, because she thinks it'll be an award for both of them. Hold on, you guys. Oh, sorry, y'all. Yeah, I'm back. So she's meeting with the label, and she talked about how she released a video a couple of months ago. She showed them the video. I did not like the song. I did not. I was uncomfortable watching that video. I mean, the visual of it was good. The production of it is really, really professional. But the song itself, the beat itself, there was a no for me. Obviously, the producers, the label, they enjoyed it, right? And turns out they wanted to know, what was your strategy behind releasing it? Do you have a management team who told you how to drop it? Did you do any single releases? Any more upcoming projects? Did you sell yourself, or you just dropped it? She didn't know how to answer it because she doesn't do that. Because Sam has been telling her to just drop her music, and that way people can know your talent and they'll come up when they want to come up because he knows what he knows, right? So the majority of what they're telling her is you have talent, right? But you don't have the right tools to market yourself in order for us to be engaged in how we can sign you if you don't know what you're doing. Because in the industry is 90% marketing, 10% talent. Hello, mamas. What you doing? Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a quick peek of my daughter. This is her. Say hi. Mwah. Hi. Hey y'all. Obviously, she won't let me put her down. She won't find something else to do because she wants to be a part of this. She loves the camera. But basically, it's just a learning lesson for Egypt to not only take what Sam knows, because Sam doesn't know the business. He was a struggling artist until he found Egypt and wanted to now be all in. And she's been putting her all in into making his career be for what it is. Nowhere. And they do not have the tools to know, to fully understand on how, when it comes to being in this business, you have to find a way to sell yourself. You have a different audience. You are a different genres. Yes, you are the daughter of two hip-hop legends, but that's not your target audience. Your music is not in hip-hop. You're somewhere in pop. You're somewhere in rock. You need to branch out to your fan base and build up your momentum, build up your marketing, because if you don't know what to do with yourself when you drop your music, we don't know what to do with you when you get signed. We're not interested. You can have the talent, but how we're going to sell you? That's just like with all these other rappers and singers who are selling themselves for us to take notice because of how they sold us. They sold us with a 2 and 2, a great selling and a great music all in one. What's she doing? What are you doing? But basically, that's what Tretch wants, because Tretch definitely sees that whenever he's around Egypt and Sam, they're always together. They're mixing business and pleasure. And right now, due to the police, the arrest, what's happening with Sam in Egypt, he definitely wants to Egypt to branch out and be around other producers, other labels, other people, so she can know more about it and branch out. Because if she's still attached to what Sam is doing, it's only going to make it harder for her to do her thing. Oh yeah, side note, Egypt and Sam got married. They got married in Vegas, last week? And I'm gonna get to their sin. That's why you're gonna hear the Anyway, um, basically, yeah, you're relatable. You're a well-spoken woman, but find your fan base, find your voice, and you can't just go off by just family ties. Moving on. Vanessa, she calls Denise and just tells her she misses her. She wishes she can see her and the babies. And Denise is talking about the sleeping schedule with the kids, especially when we have two. The sleeping schedule becomes differently. I have a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old, so you have to figure out a way to have them both, balance one another. Then Vanessa talks about planning a surprise bachelor party with Sean and TT, but she doesn't know where to start. So Denise decides to bring up Cree. And did we not remember what happened the last time Cree and Denise got together? It was not good at all. And Vanessa was like, I'm a little weary about that because it was awkward the last time they spoken, but they don't know anybody else who could plan a party on such short notice. So Denise calls them on three-way. And Cree is open to talking about it. She said she is not the type of person that can go crazy. And her father always tells her, have good energy, be positive. I do not want to have a big altercation. I said, okay, Cree, you said that the last time. But you came hot and heavy when you saw TT. You came hot and heavy when you saw Sequoia. But okay, moving forward, moving on. Eric. Eric is at his father's gravesite. He goes to him to spend some time. I think it was his birthday. And he just talks to his father, let him know he made it. He's the oldest of all of them. And Lazy comes by because, of course, Lazy was a part of the whole process. Eazy-E found Bone Thugs and Harmony, put him on the map. And when he was around Eric, they became like big brother, little brother. He was there for him. Lazy is pretty much connected to all of Eazy-E's kids. He's always there for them when they call him. And Lazy was offered to be a part of the documentary for Eazy-E, but hearing from Eric that it hasn't gone all good. They're coming up with all this. Yes, they're coming up with all these. Yes, they're coming up with all these conspiracy theories. They're talking about exhuming Eazy-E's body to find out more about his death, and Eric is just like, let my daddy rest. There is no point of us trying to bring him up because that's going to open up a lot of wounds that we have been really that have been closed and buried. We don't need to bring them up. There's no point, you know, and it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really at war with his other siblings, and he's like, listen, I'm the oldest of all of y'all, and I love you guys, but you guys are not about to play with my daddy's legacy like this. This is our father's legacy, and you're playing with it. So hearing that from Eric, Lazy did not know to that extent that it was an issue with the documentary, and he does not want to bring it up to Eric right now because he has father's gravesite, and he doesn't want to be rude and disrespectful. So I commend Lazy for just being there for him at that moment. But everything's gonna work out fine, you know. Cree, so Cree, JoJo, Vanessa, and Twist, they all meet up at I thought it was a Dollar Tree or something. But turns out I had a little corner section for adult toys and stuff. This was for the bachelor party, right? Soon as Twist comes in, he says, "Oh, hell no, hell no." They're like, "What? Why, Vanessa, why'd you bring this woman here?" She's like, "What do you mean? I don't want to be around her." He's talking about Creek. "I am disgusted with you." "Me?" "Yes, you ruined my party." "I don't think I ruined your party." I ruined your party, or Sequoia ruined your party?" "No, you." Vanessa said, "What happened? Was it that bad?" "Yes, it was that bad." And of course, Creed was like, "Listen, I'm going to be accountable for my part, and I apologize." He said, "Fine, we cool." I wasn't even mad for Twist not trying to be fake at all in this moment, because he's like, "Listen, you crashed my shit. When I was being on the peace, I was being on the narrow, I was being on the up. You did all that, and I didn't like that Creed wanted to bring up Sequoia. How did Sequoia ruin your party? You was the one that came on that rah-rah shit, you and Savannah. Sequoia was really trying to be on some humble, I'm starting a new leaf. I'm coming in peace, and y'all fucked it up. Moving on." Egypt. This was such a long scene, but this is why I'm gonna say again.
"Something went wrong. Please try again."
Really, mamas? Egypt wanted to give Sam a picnic to give him a sense of peace, because he is rattling his brain about the sentencing that he might receive, and he want Egypt to leave him alone and just live her life while he writes out this sentence. And I'm just like, okay, Sam. I'm just like, okay, Sam, fine, whatever you say. Other than that, she's just like, showing appreciation, but she feels like it's not being reciprocated because Sam has shut down his emotions with everything. And he just feeling like, I'm just not trying to wrap my head around it. I've been talking about it to everybody. I'm done talking about it. I said all that. He doesn't want to become too attached because they talked about having a family, more kids, a wedding. And do you really think you can wait 10 plus years for me? Can you do that? He's trying to fix it, blah, blah, blah. She's talking about, upping up her brand for her music and do all this now, this and that. And this is why I go back to my because they were not trying to rush to do anything to solve a problem. Like, he wasn't thinking about getting married. He wasn't thinking about having a family. I don't even know. I mean, he talked about his kids, right? He has a son and a daughter. Now, his daughter will be 20 years old by the time he gets out. His son will be 18. And I feel like, Sam, are you as much in tune with your kids' life as you say you are? Because I'm not seeing you show any remorse with them. Are you showing them on camera? Are you having a conversation with them about it? Like, what's going on in that aspect? I feel like you're just trying to show up for the cameras for us to appease Egypt. But other than that, the fact that they got married in Vegas, it just goes to show how young-minded Egypt is. And the fact that Sam feels like he now can let her go. I'm about to serve. She can now be free. I don't have to babysit her. I felt like you never wanted to be there for her anyway. But I'm going to move on from that. I just feel like it's very sad for Egypt to want to waste her life with a man like that. It's sad for me. TT. So this is the night of the secret bachelorette party. Now, it was supposed to be disguised as a birthday dinner for JoJo, but a secret location. So everybody arrives. Aaliyah, YBD, Eric, Boogie, TT, and Sean. They arrive too. Cree there too. Before they got there, Eric looks at Cree and said, "You good? You straight? No fighting?" "I don't fight." "You a damn lie." I'm gonna move on. So she's not surprised. TT's not surprised to see Cree because what happened? "I thought you were mad at me. I thought we had an issue." And right now, TT's gonna pretend like she doesn't exist, and she does that very well. So she's going to let Cree eat dust. Okay. So JoJo arrives. He put blindfolds on Sean and TT. Sean can already tell where this is going, and he does not feel happy about what the night's going to end with. And before that, Cree doesn't want to be fake. She wants to have a conversation, right? So Brianna was there. Brianna looked so comfortable, but I actually looked really presentable to me this time. She looked really presentable. I'm not gonna lie. She looked really presentable. So while they're waiting in the car, Cree wants to have a conversation before. So she talks about what happened at New York because Cree still feels like TT tried to shit on her business about her being unprofessional. But TT said, you was never hired, so I couldn't fire you, and you never took me on as a client, so I don't know why you felt like I was being disrespectful to your business. Just a lot of back and forth. Cree still trying to bring up, okay, well, at the same point in time, that's still your family. You still need to, have, fix things with your family. And that's when TT said, there you go. You go left. You were supposed to be telling me how I made you feel about your business, but yet you still want to bring up my issues with my family. Not your place. Don't go there. You had me, you lost me. Don't go there. And then it was about how on Twitter, Cree wanted TT to stick up for her and not say that Cree is not a bad person. The way it looked, it was a little messy. Don't do that. But those were TT's fans defending her. And I don't know, Cree expected a lot from TT to defend her business, but if TT never fully know what your business can do, how can she attack it? She said you were being unprofessional. She never said the way you plan was being unprofessional. You were. And it's like I wrote here, it's a back and forth of what a person wish they would have said or wanted the other person to say, because Cree, the whole Twitter war back and forth, and Brianna tells them to hurry their asses up because I'm hungry. And Cree says she felt attacked because I thought we were cool. And from that point on, it wasn't resolved because Cree feels like teacher should have completely bowed down to her about saying how she is unprofessional. With however you slice it, Cree, okay? However you slice it. I understand you tried to do the best. You tried to do the right thing by telling Vanessa what you heard, but your attitude, your behavior this past season, I can't put it past you that you don't know how to separate your business. I could be wrong, but your behavior towards Sequoia, your behavior towards TT is not giving you a good defense, in my opinion, because you keep bringing up other people's situations. You keep on caping for other people's situations that has nothing to do with you, and you're not recognizing that you need to take a step back and let other people fend for themselves. Let other people figure that out. You need to own your part in how you perceived it and how you did it, and then move forward. So after all that, she doesn't want to get into the car with them. She doesn't want to go. And okay, fine, that's that. So TT arrives at her bachelor party. The bachelor and the bachelor party was lackluster. It was dry. It was bland. It was uneventful. I was disappointed in TT. I'm no Vanessa. I said, Vanessa, it's just y'all four. Where are the rest of her friends? Where's the rest of the people? This is so empty. Like, this isn't good. Sean, same thing. You had Boogie, Tyran, YBD, Eric, JoJo, and Cree. Since Cree did not want to go inside for the bachelorette, she stayed with the bachelor so she can get the strippers in. The producers even asked Cree, do you want to go home? I mean, no, I want to, but I don't want to go over there, so I'll just go to the bachelor party. But I feel like Cree, that was a waste of... Fine, Cree. Whatever. Then hearing from Vanessa that Cree was the one who planned it, and it was like, make it make sense, Cree. You want TT to apologize for making your business or attacking your business, but yet you still took the time to plan this engagement and this bachelorette party? Do you want business with TT, or you just want to showcase you can do business without having a problem? I just want to know, because it doesn't make any sense. You wanted to be mad at me because you thought I did this, but yet you still took the time to plan something for me. I don't get it. Fine, moving on. Um. Grrr. Yeah, I already said that. Sean walked in. He said, "I hope there's no strippers," but there were strippers. And he said, "Listen, me and TT go out like this. We go to strip clubs together, and you guys know who the hell I'm marrying." So Sean was definitely uncomfortable with the energy that they were having about the strippers, right? Creed bring in the strippers. The strippers that Creed brought in were very beautiful. And Sean is definitely annoyed. Eric does not mind because him and his wife have an arrangement. They have rules. Look but don't touch. But I feel like Eric only does that because he doesn't want Aaliyah to touch. But I think it gives Eric the right to blur those lines when he wants to, because Aaliyah was getting her life when she got a lap dance from these Chippendale dancers. These white Chippendale dancers, right? Creed was definitely wondering why he was upset. And I mean, my father's Uncle Luke, it's all about ass and titties. I don't mind it. The male strippers arrived for TT, and she was gonna have a good time anyway because this is my night out without my son, so I'm gonna live my life right now. So the stripper comes out dancing. Sean walks to the bathroom. He is completely annoyed, completely uncomfortable. He doesn't want to be there. Um, yeah. So Twist talks about how can Sean be so uncomfortable with all this ass out here, and he believes that TT has control of the relationship, and Sean has cried a couple of times. I thought that was hilarious. Jojo was content. He wasn't having no issues with it, but he looks as if he felt like Sean maybe was trying to keep his nose clean because he was just accused of a rumor last season about cheating on TT. So right now, him being in a room full of strippers would have made his story not credible. But a part of him was like two and two. I understand people thought that Sean was a Debbie Downer of not wanting to be around the strippers. He let himself know this is not what I do. I don't do this by myself. I do this with my wife. And I felt like it should have been respected. And a part was like, okay, well maybe he could have been at least bit, he could have sat in the corner, like what JoJo was doing, not have anybody come up to him. And even the strippers was like, this is for the white boy, right? Right. Why is he hiding? We know why he's hiding, because he's white. I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. Then we see a quick scene with wait. Okay, yeah. So I'm pretty much fumbling the events back and forth because it was going neck and neck. TC had a good time, and she now wants to crash the guys. So they crash the guys, and it's boring over there too. The girls were dressed, just hanging around, chilling. And TT can tell that Sean wasn't amused, was ready to go home. He did apologize for his behavior, and everybody just dipped out. Sean and TT left, Boogie left. The only person that stayed was Vanessa, YBD, and the rest. And there was a quick scene between YBD and Vanessa. He asking her how long she been out in LA. She said 15 years. Are you married? No, I'm in a very long relationship. I have a child. And it was just weird. YBD was just flirting, trying to get to know her, trying to say the only person who's missing in my life was you. I wish I knew you before all this. I'm like, okay, YBD. Yeah, they didn't like that. TT was like, I think Sean has figured out a way to not make me feel a way about certain things, so he just doesn't engage in it. Everybody leaves. Creed was in the background talking about everybody in this family is such prudes. But I feel like this was a cast meetup, not much of a event. This was something y'all to just do in the meantime because nobody else had nothing to do. And of course, Vanessa wanted a night out without her daughter, so she thought this was going to be a fun time, but it wasn't. So that was the end of the episode. Like I said, it wasn't really much, but that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm going to see you guys later. Say bye. Bye-bye. Look. Whatever. She's in tune with her show. Bye.